And Bob Cusack is joining us right now, editor-in-chief of The Hill. Good morning to you. During his first appearance since Tuesday night's debate, we saw a Democrat, John Fetterman. He sounded stronger, honestly. He sounded stronger giving that response that by January I'll be feeling better, but Dr. Oz will still be a fraud. We heard that loud and clear. Is he doing damage control while still not disclosing his medical records?
Absolutely, Adrienne. I think this is a very tough night for Fetterman. A lot of Democrats questioning whether he should have agreed to the debate, and then others saying, listen, he couldn't hide. It was a tough night for him. His answer on fracking, he really did a 180 on fracking. He didn't explain it well. Oz was on point, had some talking points, and I think he did well. I think you're going to see a bump for Oz, and that's why I think Fetterman, number one, is raising money. He's never had a problem raising money, but he's going to have to, I think, make up some ground because he lost some ground this week.
Fetterman has raised $2 million in basically 24 hours and rolling out a new attack ad on Dr. Oz, blasting his response to the abortion question from Tuesday night. Is it surprising? You just said that he doesn't have a problem raising so much money, but in light of his performance on Tuesday, is that $2 million surprising?
Well, I think it's a big number, certainly, and but this is such a big race, and that's why Republicans never gave up on it. Remember, Oz was down double digits this summer. I thought he might be done, and Democrats didn't bury him. So, both parties know that probably the balance of the Senate, control of the Senate, comes down to Pennsylvania. So this is a must-win race for both sides.
Yeah, do or die. The Georgia Senate race, another crucial one. Let's talk about Raphael Warnock leading just 2 points over Herschel Walker, who's caught up in this huge controversy. And yet, is it even putting a dent in Walker's campaign? Is it affecting the Republican Party at all?
No, and that's the problem for Democrats here is that you've had these terrible headlines, which Democrats say, well, Herschel Walker is a hypocrite, and that's pretty powerful in politics. And it's still not hurting him. He's still within the margin of error you guys were just discussing. Now, the problem for Republicans is what comes next? Are there more women? Are there more bad headlines coming down the stretch of this? I mean, Republicans I've talked to are privately shaking their head. But remember, both President Trump and Mitch McConnell have gotten behind Herschel Walker. Trump really led the charge, but McConnell got on board too. So it's not like there was another candidate that was seriously going to win this Republican nomination. So they're stuck with him, and I do think this is headed for a runoff. So if you're tired of this race, well, you're going to have probably a few more weeks of it because I think it's going to go into December.
Early voting in Georgia smashing records for early voter turnout, topping 1 million voters 2 weeks ahead of the midterms. So people are showing up like this. You talked about Pennsylvania being a must win. Talk about the gravity of Georgia's elections on the national level.
Well, this is a big race for Republicans that they circled. They thought that Warnock would be the most vulnerable senator. And maybe you can make the case. You can also make the case for Cortez Masto in New Mexico. But overall, this is something that, this is going to be really close, the battle for the Senate. And it's going to come down to these races, which I think are awfully close. The turnout is interesting. And I think Republicans, they're fired up. Democrats have to make sure their side's fired up because when you have the House, Senate, and you control the whole government, basically, well, you can get a little fat, and Republicans are hungry right now, and that's clear. So Democrats are really leaning into the abortion strategy, which I think does fire their side up and has done them well so far, and I think in early voting. That's getting, I think, a lot of Democrats to the ballot.
Bob Cusack, thank you for your insights. You mentioned Senator Cortez Masto of Nevada, and that is going to be a huge race. Thank you so much for your time. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.